Hello guys, welcome to another video of your class. In this video we're going to check a new topic that is called present perfects. So I want you to take notes in your notebook, right? And follow all the instructions. Estimado padre de familia, si usted está en compañía con su hijo, verifique que esté realizando todas las actividades en tiempo y forma porque se va a calificar en su folder. So let's start. Before we start with the class, I want you to click on this link. In this link, you're going to check a video, right? That is the little introduction about the present perfect tense, the use and the structure too. So take notes in your notebook about the things that you consider are important, and let's start then. Here we have some of the uses of present perfect. So we have unfinished and finished actions. So let's start with the examples of unfinished actions. So we have how long. I've known Karen since 1994, the first example, and then you have she has lived in London for 3 years. Then we have bold words used with since 2010, since July, for 10 years, for 3 years, right? So unfinished actions. And then we have another example, I haven't seen her this month. Used with this week, today, this month, and this year. So all these are keywords. And then we have another use that is present result. I have lost my keys, so I can get into my house. And then we have news and recent events. The Queen has given a speech, used with just, yet, already, and recently. Life experience. I have been to Tokyo, used with ever and never. So these are keywords, so it's very important to take notes in your notebook, right? And read this information again. In this section, we're going to check the structure. So you have present perfect tense. You have the form affirmative, negative, and interrogative. So you have, for example, affirmative statements. You have the subject plus the auxiliary have or has, depending on the subject, plus the main verb in past participle. So before we start with the structures, I want you to write in your notebook that the auxiliary have is going to be used with, you, we, they, and I. And you're going to use has for he, she, it. So when you have the negative structure, you have I have not tried sushi before, or you can write, okay, she hasn't tried sushi before. When you have the interrogative statement, the auxiliary has to be placed at the beginning, and then the subject, and then the main verb in past participle. Okay? Okay, so in this slide, I decided to include some of the statements into Spanish just to be clear enough, and it's going to be easier for you to understand this topic. So we have the first example that is a positive statement. She lives in New York. So you have ella ha vivido en Nueva York. Entonces el presente perfecto es el haber de español. ¿Ok? Tenemos he hasn't lived here long. Él no ha vivido aquí mucho tiempo. They haven't bought their apartment. Ellos no han comprado su apartamento. Then you have the question, how long have they known Peter? ¿Cuánto tiempo han conocido a Peter? How long has she been married? ¿Cuánto tiempo ha estado casada? Okay, and then you have the short answer. Have you always lived in Peru? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. ¿Siempre ha vivido en Perú? Sí, sí lo he hecho. No, no lo he hecho. ¿Ok? Entonces el presente perfecto es el punto intermedio del pasado y del presente. Es una acción que todavía en el presente tiene resultados. Por eso en la slide anterior habíamos puesto que uno de sus usos principales es con una acción que no ha terminado. an unfinished action. In the image, you can observe the structure have or has, depending on the subject that you have, plus the main verb in past participle. And we have some uses here. Duration from the past until now. He has been a teacher since 2002. I have had a cold for a week. And then you have change over the time. Your English has improved since the last time we met. And then you have event in the past at an unspecified time. She has been to Paris. Then you have another use that is repeated events in the past until now. Then you have we have had 4 exams so far this semester. And then you have uncompleted action that is expected to happen. Then you have she hasn't finished her homework yet. So I want you to write in your notebook one example, right, per use that you have here. Okay, write a different example. Okay, so it's very important to know the difference between simple past and present perfect, right? So remember that we check in the unit number 4, simple past tense. Okay, so let's check again here the difference. When you have simple past, it's because you have a finished time. So for example, we live in Japan from 1995 to 1998, right? The use. And present perfect, you have unfinished time. I have worked as a teacher since 2011. Okay, so the structure, right, from present perfect is the subject plus, okay, the regular verb or irregular verb, right, in past participle, right? And in simple past, you have regular verb ed or irregular verb form past simple past tense. Okay, so also you have some keywords, right? For example, for simple past tense, you have yesterday, ago, last, okay, in July, on Monday. And from present perfect, you have already, just, yet, ever, never, for, and since. So the keywords of present perfect are very important, so we're going to check in the next slide some of the uses. So I want you to take notes of this slide. For these keywords that you have, right, you have the structure, you have the translation, where we place it, and then we have the example. So I want you to read every statement and write one example in your notebook, one per each keyword. To practice this tense, I want you to click on these links, and these are practice for present perfect tense. So in these files, you have the answer keys, but try, as always tell you, try to answer the activities first by your own and then check the answers. Before the section is over, I want you to check these folder activities to evaluate. So workbook, you have to answer Unit 9, all the activities related with grammar and vocabulary about present perfect. And of your student book, you're going to answer from page 106 to page 170. Answer the activities related to grammar and vocabulary. Thank you for your attention. Do the activities. Make all the previous exercises because this is going to be evaluated. See you soon.